Hey there. You've connected with me. I appreciate that. I'm deeply grateful because there are many other videos out there on the web. There's lots of stuff to do on the web and out there in the world. We do remember the real world, don't we? And yet out of all of that, you've chosen to connect with me. I'm grateful. Thank you. If only one of you has decided to connect with me, I'm grateful. If none of you have decided to connect, I've still connected with myself, and for that I'm grateful, because I've written the script, I've rehearsed and refined it, and here I am recording it. That makes me a success. Connection is the lifeblood of life. The whole point of life is to find and pursue your purpose. I believe you've heard me say that a time or two, and frankly, without connection, we cannot do this. In fact, for some of us, connection is our purpose. Truly, there is nothing nobler. And here's the thing, when we decide we want to connect, well, we can do it out of a sense of boredom. We can do it out of a sense of defiance because some authority figure said that we can't listen to this or look at that or embrace that person. We can do it out of a sense of duty or obligation. But when we connect voluntarily, connect with purpose, perhaps we can make this a permanent connection. And this purposeful connection screams out that I am worthy. Well, maybe it only whispers, but it does get our attention. When we connect, when we truly connect, when we allow ourselves to be privy to another person's life, to their hopes and dreams and fears and aspirations, maybe it's an object that was placed before us by a person. Maybe it's an idea conceived by a person. Maybe the person, him or herself. But when we make that connection, we're saying to ourselves, we're worthy of sharing this information. And when we allow and invite others to connect to us, like I'm doing right now, I'm saying to myself that I am worthy of sharing this information. And when we connect to ourselves, when we connect to those fears and aspirations that we would normally not even want to admit to, we are saying, screaming, whispering, I am worthy. I'm a worthy person, a worthy soul. I am worthy of loving and being loved and taking risk and putting it all out there for others to see and allowing others to put it all out there for me to see. That's an awful lot of one little connection, isn't it? An act, a common act that we all commit to multiple times a day. We humans occupying this noisome world commit to a plethora of actions and behaviors and thoughts every day that we generally don't give much consideration to. But we should. We really should. Because not only are the most mundane acts of courage, properly expressed, they are acts of creation. They propel us from moment to moment, day to day, achievement to achievement. They further us and further the human equation. They are acts of giving thanks to the author of creation. And properly expressed are acts of sheer, unadulterated purpose. They scream, or whisper, I am. I am here. I matter. I am worthy. If we bring purpose to the smallest act, as we could, as we should, then our lives are transformed. If we bring purpose to the smallest act, then we transform our own lives. Connection properly done takes compassion to others, to ourselves. Connection properly done takes courage. Courage to risk, as I've just said. And depending on the size of the connection, could mean risking it all. To connect, to dare greatly, as the very wise Brené Brown courageously notes, requires vulnerability. It is affirming and reaffirming ourselves, but we must be vulnerable. We must open ourselves up to the risk of admitting that we're not exactly where we want to be yet, that we could be better. Opening ourselves up to the possibility that taking this risk could mean falling flat on our face, setting ourselves back, harming ourselves. But it's a risk worth taking, because if we don't dare greatly, then we absolutely will fall back, harm ourselves, and then everyone suffers. As I've said many times, if we do not allow ourselves to be constantly striving to be at our best, there's no possible way to be at our best for others. It's just not going to happen. I am constantly confronted with people in my daily encounters and my profession who want me to validate their distorted sense of reality. They want me, they will even pay me to do this. They are afraid to connect universally. They are terrified to be vulnerable. They lack courage to confront themselves, and they will surround themselves with a small group of people who identify like them, who encourage each other not to connect courageously and universally, not to be vulnerable. And together they will point and blame and rage and take no accountability themselves for making the world better. They open their eyes and they behold a world or a society or a self they do not like, and they rage against it. But they won't change it for the better, because they will not dare greatly to connect. Don't be that person. Connect. Dare to be vulnerable. And if you do this, that means that you will be better today than you were yesterday. Embrace your vulnerability again, and you will be better tomorrow than you are right now. After all, the only thing that you could end up changing and saving is the world. My friends, thank you for your time. Peace.